Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm back with a quick video. I was just thinking of something this morning and wanted to share it with y'all. There's been a lot of talk lately about reward and working, and I just had another thought about it from my own experience. So back when I was stuck in like a lordship / Calvinist type church, I specifically remember being so bitter and horrified that I was being bitter towards God. So basically what was going on is I was just kind of sitting there one day, just seething mad. I was like, God, this is really just not fair, because everyone says Jesus paid it all, Jesus did it all. Well, if he did it all, then why am I having to work so hard? Like, I'm having to do all this work to prove that I'm saved, to prove to myself that I'm saved, to prove to other people I'm saved, to make sure I'm going to be getting rewards, to make sure I'm pleasing you, to make sure I'm being a good Christian. Like, this is hard, and I'm sick of it. Like, I was just really thinking all this stuff, and I was like, what was even the point of Jesus coming if I have to work so freaking hard? Like, this just doesn't make sense. If I have to work this hard, there's literally, like, I don't understand. Jesus could not have paid it all if I'm having to pay. So, and then after those thoughts came, I just felt completely terrible, because I'm like, well, that's really kind of gross to sit here and think towards God. So then I was in shame. So something that really caught my attention when I was bitter was this verse in Matthew 11, I think it's 28 through 30, about the Lord having a light burden and an easy yoke. And so I just remember reading that verse, and I'm like, something isn't right, because this is not easy and this burden is not light. So I don't understand what this verse means, but clearly it's not something that I'm experiencing. So that's one of the verses that actually helped me get out of it, the lordship stuff, because if you're having to work for fellowship or to please God, that's not a light burden. And so it reminds me of like the parable in the vineyard, where the owner decided to pay everyone the same. But some people came early, some people came late. They probably did different amounts of work, but they all got paid the same. And some of the workers were not happy about that. They said, that's not fair. I did more. The owner said, it's my money. I can do what I want. So, and there's some people that I believe are saved that may not admit it, but they have that same thought process. They cannot say that they would not be upset if somebody they saw as being lazy right now, like the free grace versus hyper grace crowd, got the same amount of pay or more than them, because they think they're doing more for God. Therefore, they deserve more. But we know reward is given by Jesus by grace, unmerited favor. So, I don't know. It's just really interesting, because it's Jesus' reward and he can do what he wants with it. um, and this theme comes up a lot in the Bible. It's like Mary and Martha and Cain and Abel, and it's always the prodigal son. It's always the one that perceives themselves as doing more for God that gets angry at the one that they see as lazy. And yeah, I see it playing out. I see it playing out today between groups, for sure. But yeah, I just wanted to share my experience with it. People that believe they have to work for something that Jesus is already freely sharing with us. We are co-heirs with Christ, and we are not slaves. So we do not have to work for something that we are already given. Like our inheritance comes through Jesus, and he freely gives it because we are his sons and daughters, not because we are his slaves and we have to work for it. Any good work or good deeds will still have that yoke is easy, burden is light, because Jesus is the one that will be doing it through us. It won't be something we have to sweat and toil and break our backs for. Anywho, I hope this little thought that I had helped you in some way, and I hope y'all have a great rest of your day. Signed, your Free Grace Sis.
Come unto me, all ye that labour and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you, and learn of me. For I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest unto your souls. For my yoke is easy, and my burden is light.